Today I'll be sharing my thoughts on the Nuphy Air 75 keyboard, which I recently bought on sale on Amazon for 136 Canadian. If you're in the market for a new mechanical keyboard, this is definitely one that you should consider looking at. The packaging on the keyboard is top-notch, giving it a really premium feel even before I open the box. Let's open it up and take a look at the keyboard itself. As I was buying this keyboard and upgrading to the one I had previously, I wanted to make sure it checked off a few more boxes on my list of keyboard wishes. Inside the box we find a quick start guide with some shortcuts on there and a set of Nuphy branded stickers. And of course underneath that is the keyboard itself, and as you can see this thing looks really nice. Let's take this thing out and take a look at it. The first thing I notice when I pick it up is the weight. This thing feels very premium. I've been eyeing this keyboard on and off for the past year, but I finally decided to buy it when I saw that little sale on Amazon. Taking it out of the package, you can see this thing looks amazing. The first thing I notice is how solid the keyboard feels, giving it a really good sense of durability. The build quality is excellent, and it's clear that a lot of thought has gone into the design of this keyboard, giving me a great first impression. The design and the keycap colors look great and complement my wooden desk perfectly. This metal frame around the edge adds a lot of stability to the keyboard. Let's see what else came in the packaging. In addition to the keyboard, a USB cable, and a quick start guide, the package also includes some extra keycaps, a replacement red switch, and 2 other switches that we'll test out later. We also get some replacement rubber grips in case the ones we have fall off down the road. These extra keycaps let us swap between a Windows layout and a Mac layout. I've already swapped these because I'm using a Windows machine, so these Mac ones aren't really of use to me. Definitely check out these Gateron blue and brown switches because those might be fun to test as well. As someone who prefers a quieter keyboard, I personally found the red switches to be a perfect fit for me. Up top we have the Windows and Mac switch. We can also toggle between using the keyboard in wired and wireless modes, as well as shutting it off up here as well. On the other side of the keyboard, we have the USB-C port, which is used for charging and connecting the keyboard to your device. The back of the keyboard is a semi-transparent clear plastic with a subtle grippy texture that adds a premium feel to the board. The material feels pretty sturdy and rigid, providing a solid base for the keyboard to rest on. A cool bonus feature of this keyboard is the replaceable magnetic feet. These feet are great for keeping the keyboard stable on your desk and prevent it from sliding around. Even with a plastic back, the keyboard feels sturdy thanks to the metal frame. The keyboard features slightly concave keycaps that enhance the overall typing experience. These keycaps have a slight wobble to them, but it's not really noticeable during usage, and they don't hinder my typing speed or experience with the keyboard at all. The keycap design and color scheme is definitely going really well with this metal frame. Because of the lighter keycap coloring as well, you don't actually see a lot of the dust on the keyboard, which is nice. The switches are encased in the metal frame, so it provides a lot of stability on these keys. For this test, the B key is the red switch, the N is the blue, and the M is the brown. If I had to fault this keyboard somehow, it'd be the wobble on the spacebar. It's not great, but it's not too bad, I guess, when you're actually using it. This wobble doesn't really significantly affect the typing experience, so it's not something I'm worried about. Of course, when you're using it, you can see that the spacebar is still very stable. The function key in combination with numbers 1 to 3 allows you to switch between the different Bluetooth modes, while the function key and 4 is used to toggle to 2.4 GHz. Here's a sound test of the spacebar versus your typical key. And let's do a quick typing test on the keyboard as well. The shape of the keys themselves and the low profile height on these is definitely enhancing the typing experience. The Air 75 keyboard offers a wide variety of lighting modes, making it pretty hard to showcase them all on camera, but here's a quick time lapse of all the different modes one after another. It's a shame to see that the light only goes around the keys rather than through them, so it doesn't really help very much at night. Overall, I really do like the lighting on this keyboard, but all I really use is just a standard subdued color. I'm not usually one for fancy lighting on keyboards, but it's nice to see that they have these options available as it provides an extra level of customizability to the board. And yes, they definitely went overboard with the amount of color modes that they have available. Feel free to skip to the next part of the video if you don't want to see the rest of the color modes. There is also an RGB light on the top right and left side of the keyboard that will change depending on the mode that you have selected. After you select your mode though, it will go back just to cycling through the different colors. The USB cable that comes with the Air 75 keyboard slots in easily and securely. It's also a braided cable, so that's really nice to see. In conclusion, if you're in the market, I would highly recommend the Air 75 keyboard. It's a well-built keyboard with a solid construction, fast and reliable connections, an attractive design, a long-lasting battery life of up to 48 hours of continuous usage, and in my opinion, I think this will be my favorite keyboard for years to come. This is definitely an excellent low-profile keyboard for the price.